Hey there, Jack here. Just another human on the journey to embody more love, joy, and peace in my life, and sharing these daily downloads for you to acquire some tools to embody those states as well. And today's understanding or idea that I wanted to share with you was about changing our emotional states, because one of the biggest for me, one of the experiences that causes me the most suffering is when I fall down into these emotional states of that we might consider like lower vibration or more conducive to suffering, like the experiences like anger and loss and fear and distraction and anxiety, all of these like lower vibrational emotions that we all experience from time to time. That's some of the most suffering that we can have, because we feel so consumed inside and out by these emotions. And not only that, but these emotions color our experiences, so that no matter how beautiful and wonderful our material world is, they are overlaid with the emotions that are causing us suffering. And that leads us to interact with the world in a way that is not aligned with our highest good, but also perpetuates the experiences of these lower vibrational emotions. So the understanding that I wanted to share today is that we have, as humans, as individuals, a limited emotional battery, not in the terms of like how much charge we have, but in how much space can be taken up by the full range of emotions that we're experiencing right now. There's an upper limit. We can only experience 10 units out of 10 of emotion. And sometimes it's a blend. Generally it's, 70% one emotion and then a 30% blend of another cocktail of emotions. But there's an upper limit to the capacity. And once we understand that, we realize that transforming our emotional and vibrational experience to one on a higher vibrational frequency that includes more, love, joy, peace, empowerment, bliss, union, or oneness, all of these high vibrational states, we can only experience those if we replace the cocktail of emotions that's filling up our emotional energy bar. We have to replace it. We can't just wait for it to come in. We have to clear some space to allow these other emotions to come in, and then once they come in, they will, they'll almost brush the other ones, the more negative experiences, they'll brush those aside, because there's only a limited amount of space. So it makes sense when we think about it, but until I realized it, what I would do is I would be in a negative state. I'd be feeling angry or upset or anxious or whatever. And that would project out into my external world. And so my external world would then be feeding me more of those emotions, because that's what I was projecting, that's what I was seeing, and so that was what I was getting fed back into myself. And the bar, while the bar is always being constantly refilled, it's being refilled from the external world and also from the thoughts that we're thinking. So once we get stuck in an emotional state, because the bar is full up with anger and anxiety and fear and discomfort, once it's full of that, it just keeps on refilling itself. So what we need to do is we need to interrupt the refill cycle by intentionally, putting out positivity into the world and trying to frame things in a positive and loving and joyful way, and also changing the thoughts that we are talking to ourselves with. So implementing a different kind of self-talk, because those two factors are what's going to cause naturally the emotional bar, to be refilled with higher vibration experiences and emotions and viewpoints. And so like when I'm feeling anxious and angry now, I'm not so much an angry person, but I do get anxious, and I do have, feelings of self-doubt and fear and self-judgment sometimes. And when I'm in those states, it used to be that I would kind of shut myself down or shut down and I would either try and think through the emotions, which is not a very effective way. Overthinking never really solves anything, but I would either try to overthink them or just wait for them to pass. And while they will pass eventually, through the automatic process of, your everything being recycled in your experience, everything passes on. But when I realized that I could intentionally offer myself positive thoughts, positive frameworks, positive words and affirmations, I could talk myself into a higher vibrational state through my thoughts. I could say, all right, Jack, you're feeling a certain way, you're feeling negative and anxious and upset and disempowered right now, but all you need to do is replace those thoughts and say, I am empowered. I am a joyful, blissful, beautiful soul. I am seeing what there is to be happy and grateful about in the world. And then, I start looking around and seeing like, wow, I'm really grateful for these beautiful trees. I'm grateful for this beautiful sky. I'm grateful for the clothes I'm wearing, for the car that takes me anywhere I need to go. I'm grateful for a house to live in. I'm grateful for beautiful food to eat and lush greenery all around me. And then filling my mind and experience with those thoughts and those emotions instead, it just, the bar, which was full of, you can think of it as like dark and kind of condensed and dirty, energetic patterns, it just flushes it and replaces it with these new thoughts and emotions that I have decided to feel. And going from the state where we feel overwhelmed, it feels like we have this unlimited capacity for negative emotions to crush us, to recognizing that we have a limited energy capacity, that we are a limited emotional capacity that can only be filled with one unit of emotion at a time. We just let that one pass on, let go of it, stop interacting with it, stop letting it perpetuate the thoughts and emotions and the frames of looking at the world that continue filling us up with that negativity, and then just start to offer yourself different emotional cues, different mental cues, different physical cues. Sometimes it's very easy to get stuck into a pattern of, just like I said, like I would isolate myself when I was feeling bad. And that's just perpetuating the cycle because I'm doing what the negative emotions want me to do. And instead, we can choose consciously, this is the power of consciousness, we can consciously choose to embody different ideals, different thoughts, different emotions, and then the process naturally will cleanse us of the lower vibrational states and replace it with more love, more joy, more peace. So I hope that this idea resonates with you. I hope that it makes sense, the ideas that I'm talking about. I don't always have like a strict structure that I follow in these videos to explain these ideas, but hopefully the download has reached you. And as I move towards more love, joy, and peace in my life, I hope that you'll come along for the journey with me. So thank you so much. Much love, and I'll see you tomorrow.